For most of us, the holidays are stressful. It's not just you. According to a new survey from the American Psychological Association, nearly 1 in 10 adults in the U.S. say something causes them stress during the holidays.
Yeah, we understand that. Dr. Heather Hans is here to talk a little bit more about this. She is a therapist and a wellness expert. Dr. Hans, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning to you. So what exactly did this study find causes a lot of people stress?
Yeah, so they looked at 10 major categories, and as I was analyzing it, I found that at least 5 to 6 of them had to do with fearful thoughts or isolating thoughts. And that's important because our thoughts are what create our emotions. So negative thoughts lead to negative emotions.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit more, like what an isolating thought is?
Yeah, so the isolating thought was, I feel alone or I'm left out this holiday season. Fearful thought may be, I don't know about if I'm getting the right gift, or, I'm fearful I'm going to be judged for not spending enough, these types of things.
Yeah, a lot of anxieties, huh?
Yeah, so, and then about 3 out of the 10 had to do with time and place or time and distance, like travel, stress about travel. And then the number one, do either of you want to take a guess what worries people?
I can only imagine it's probably the spending, right?
That's exactly it. So either feeling like you're spending too much or not having enough. So those are people's big worries this year. The study was just done a few weeks ago.
Okay, well, when it comes to money, what are some of the big stresses about that?
Yeah, so I know I've talked about these techniques before on the show, but it's always important to remind people, and for those who haven't heard, the first thing for any kind of fearful thought is to learn how to switch your thoughts. This is really what self-mastery is about. And we can't control every thought that pops into our mind, but we can control them once they're there by switching the thought to something soothing or just something neutral, like what are you going to have for dinner that night? But at the very least, something not stressful. And the more you practice this, the stronger it becomes. It's just like any muscle. So people who have a hard time, usually it's because they're not practicing switching their thoughts enough. And then when that is difficult, or just as an alternative, rather than switching from one thought to another, you switch out of your thoughts into a technique called mindfulness, where you focus on your 5 senses. So there you're going out of your thoughts and into your body and how your 5 senses interact with your environment. And again, all that's doing is bringing your attention out of that stressful thought onto something else. And then the last thing is to schedule your worry time. I can't tell you how many
that sounds
clients, it sounds hilarious, but it works. And I can't tell you how many clients have literally changed their life from this. So because the researchers believe that the purpose of worry is to make a plan to change. And most people either get stuck in the planning or they don't move on after they make a plan. So what you do is you spend 5 to 10 minutes every morning organizing your worries, figuring out what you're going to tackle that day, because we know that today is the day. We can't worry too far into the future, and that goes a long way.
And Heather, you touched on, money being a big stressor. Was there anything else you wanted to elaborate on that one?
Yes, absolutely. So money has, or the way people perceive money has a lot to do with their own self-worth. Unfortunately, people, especially in this consumeristic society, believe that their self-worth has to do with their financial worth, which is so not true. And I think most people would agree that nothing means more to someone than either planning quality time with them over the holiday, or making something, a homemade gift, or even just a thoughtful card telling them something that maybe they don't hear about themselves that often. And even if you do go to a discount store, like a Marshall's or something, and buy different knickknacks for people, at least you're still saying, I thought of you.
Yep.
People appreciate that.
You just want that warm feeling this holiday season.
Yeah.
Dr. Hans, thank you very much. We appreciate it.